Okay, we're on Terumot, Perek Hey, Mishnah Bet. Perek Hey, Mishnah Bet. In the last Mishnah, we had a whole chart to learn what happens if a se'ah falls into less than 100, i.e. it's not batel. So what do you do with everything when it's not batel? How do you handle what's left? Now, we're going to ask the question of what happens if a se'ah falls into more than 100. So we've learned that a se'ah that falls into more than 100 is batel. Okay, as we've learned before. So I've got one se'ah and it falls into 150 se'ah of Chullin, a se'ah of Terumah. It falls into, let's make it a lot of Chullin. It's batel. So what do? So the halacha is yotzi, you take out one se'ah, you give it to the Kohen. That becomes the Terumah that you give to the Kohen. So the question is, of course, and he eats it as Terumah. That's the Terumah that he eats. That's the halacha. But what happens if this Chullin is Tamei, we're going to see. And in certain cases, what happens if the Terumah is Tamei and it falls into Chullin Tehorin, etc., etc. So leave this word out. Let's get rid of the word Midumah because it's confusing. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Here we go. Okay? So in each of these cases, we're going to see that the halacha is different. And our Mishnah talks about, so this we've learned if a se'ah Terumah falls into Chullin Tehorin, it falls into me'ah se'ah. One se'ah falls into 100, it's batel. So therefore, you have Terumah Tehorah falls into Chullin Tehorin. The halacha is yotzi kishir Terumah. You take out the se'ah that fell in, and you give it to the Kohen. Now, our Mishnah is a continuation and asks a different question. Se'ah Terumah Temei'ah shenafla letoch me'ah Chullin Tehorin. Now, it's not a se'ah Terumah of Tehorah, it's a se'ah Terumah Temei'ah. So now my Terumah, let's format picture. Can I recolor it? Picture color. Okay. Terumah Temei'ah. Terumah Temei'ah falls into my Chullin Tehorin. Okay? So the halacha is, so this is a machloket. Rabbi Eliezer omer Terumah Tisaref. Rabbi Eliezer says, you take out, remember it's Terumah Temei'ah. You can take out a se'ah. Okay, now remember, this is not in a basket. Like I'm kind of, it doesn't come in a package. You have to remember, okay, that the se'ah that you have is this se'ah that fell in and you can't see it. So now I just take out a se'ah's worth, okay, and it's Temei'ah. So I have to treat it like Temei'ah, so I take it out, Terumah Tisaref, and you burn it, i.e. you don't burn it, but you give it to so it says the Bartunah, just like if it was Terumah Tehorah, you would take it out and give it to the Kohen to eat. Kacha Temei'ah Terumah Tisaref. Similarly, it's Terum, you give it to you take off Terumah Tisaref. Hai Tisaref Dumya de Terakev. Okay? And this, he says, Tisaref, this burning it, is similar to Terakev, the Mishnah that we learned before. Asur le'anot mimena. You can't benefit from it, b'sha'asha so far when you burn it. Di'i sharidei le'hanot mimena ati le'mechla. If you permitted someone to benefit from it, he would come to eat it. Desavor shehu muteret al yedei bitul. Because he assumes that it's mutar al yedei bitul. Wow. So the machloket, so Rabbi Eliezer says, Totzi v'teisaref. Take it out and burn it. Lelo hana'ah to shel HaKohen. And I actually was not sure if this was true or not. Okay, because I assumed if Terumah Temei'ah fell into Chullin Tehorin, you would say Yotzi Kishir Terumah V'itno LeKohen Sheyidalek. You could burn it. But it seems that according to the Bartunah, that's not permitted. He would say Tosi v'tisaref without the hana of the Kohen, because people would assume that it's different. I'm not sure. I actually put this in yellow because I'm not sure if this is true. Because I put in this chart of Terumah Temei'ah that fell into Chullin Tehorin. When you take out the shiur, Totzi v'tisaref, seems like the Bartunah would say in this case you would also burn it. You couldn't treat it like normal Terumah and give it to the Kohen to benefit from. Okay, so that's Rabbi Eliezer. So let's go back to our case. Se'ah Terumah Temei'ah shenafla letoch me'ah Chullin Tehorin. So one se'ah fell into Terumah Temei'ah fell into Chullin Tehorin. Rabbi Eliezer says Terumah Tisaref. Rabbi Elezer's opinion is whatever fell in. When you say that you take out a se'ah, we assume that when you take out se'ah shenafla, he se'ah she'alta. We assume that the se'ah that you take out is the se'ah that you fill in. Now, I don't think Rabbi Eliezer thinks that this is physically true, but he feels it's halachically true that what you take out is what you put in. The Chachamim say no. Ta'aleh v'te'achel nikudim o klayot o tilush b'mei perot o titchalek le'isot. The Chachamim say no. You don't assume that what you take out is what you put in. Rather, what you take out is not the one you put in. It's not Temei'ah like that, but rather it's a mixture, and it has Terumah Temei'ah in it. So therefore, you give it to the Kohen, but he has to treat it as if it has Tumah in it. So Chachamim say in this case, they say, Ta'aleh, to the good, latet la Kohen, and he has to treat it, sheyochal ke Terumah Temei'ah. I don't know if you can see that one. You have to eat it like Terumah Temei'ah. And what are all these things that we learned? So we said you should eat it nikudim. According to the Bartudura, it means dry, o klayot, or roasted, o tilosh b'mei peirot, or remember that it means that you knead it in fruit juice so that it's not mekabel tuma, o titchalek li'isot, or you divide it into smaller, less than a beitzah dough, small pieces of dough. Why? Kedei shelo teh b'makom echad kebeitzah, and again, and so that it won't be in one place a shiur kebeitzah, and it's not mekabel tuma. So the Chachamim say, in their case, they say what you take out is not what you put in. Rather, you have to take out, when Terumah Tehorah falls into Chullin Tehorin, what comes out is not, one second. We're talking about Terumah Temei'ah that fell in. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong chart here. Let's move it. When Terumah Temei'ah falls into Chullin Tehorin, Rabbi Lezer says, whatever you take out is the Terumah Temei'ah that you put in. And the Chachamim say it's not what you put in. What you get out is a mixture of mostly Chullin, 1/100th Terumah Temei'ah, and you're afraid maybe there's like a beitzah of the Terumah Temei'ah. Maybe it got mixed around and you got unlucky and you had a beitzah of Terumah Temei'ah. So therefore, in order to ensure that the Kohen does not eat it, betumah, you take these measures so that he should eat it as Terumah Temei'ah, and therefore he has to eat it either dry, klayot, roasted, kneaded in fruit juice, that it's not any way that to make sure that the Kohen does not eat Terumah that's mekabel Tumah. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, as always, email me at arspalter@gmail.com, and we'll dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, of Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.